Grab your wellies and get ready for a right old knees up in Dromore West, County Sligo. It's the Homesteaders Hoolie, 2 days of pure crack, coming at you on the 28th and 29th of June. Hosted by the one, the only, James Conway, the larger-than-life legend of the James Conway Experience podcast. This isn't just any festival. It's a proper celebration of the good life. Expect jaw-dropping talks from heavy hitters like John Waters and The Long Acre, spilling wisdom that'll make you think, laugh, and maybe even cry. Want skills to make your granny proud? We've got demonstrations galore. Tin smithing that'll spark your inner artisan, horse plowing like it's 1825, beekeeping for the honey lovers, hydroelectricity to light up your eco-dreams, and basket making so you can carry all your newfound swagger. And that's just the start. From the main stage to the glow of a crackling campfire, the Homesteaders Hoolie is a musical feast that'll set your heart alight. Whether you're swaying to a full band's energy or humming along with a lone guitarist by the flames, the music at this festival, running all weekend on the 28th and 29th of June, we'll have every soul tapping and singing. So, grab your early bird tickets before they are gone, and see you there.
Hello everyone, and just before we start today's show, I want to thank each and every one of you for watching and all of the people who support us on Patreon for making this possible. Your support means that we can go to different events around the country and document the projects that we're doing here on the farm. Thank you very much. From myself and Darren.
Not all superheroes wear capes. Some wear wellies.
Hello everyone and welcome to the James Conway Experience. As you know, we like to talk to interesting characters from all walks of life, and we're definitely joined by an interesting character here this evening. That's Keith Kenny from Galway originally, and now he's all over Europe delivering goods of all descriptions in a refrigerated van. Keith, you're very welcome.
Thanks a million for having me.
Well, thanks for coming, because it's not everyone flies in from Poland for the show.
Well,
So, fair play to you.
thanks a million for paying for the flight. And
Oh, you're welcome. We do it for all.
there wasn't a need for the room full of prozzies. Like,
Oh, no.
like, fair play to you.
Yeah,
I
but
appreciate that.
Listen,
We like to entertain.
Yeah,
well, I tell you, I'm very entertained.
yeah. Well, look, at you dropped off the 2 suitcases and knock, and we were very happy with that. So, as the wheels are turning, everyone is happy. Isn't that?
And thanks for the tub of sheep dip. I think I'll need it after the room.
Oh, yeah. Oh, definitely. But Keith, what's the call? I'm watching you on TikTok. You're mates with fellas that I do follow, Leather Me and the Harrington brothers and all that. And I find your things very entertaining, to be honest about. You're doing some mileage.
I'm definitely doing some mileage. I only done the calculation on it there yesterday or the day before when I was doing up my paperwork,
Yeah.
around 87,000 kilometres done since the end of October last year.
Heckin' hell.
Yeah. No, like that wouldn't be massive mileage to fucking everyone out there now, to be fair. Like I was talking to a Romanian lad there, and he's had his van since 2023, and there's 700,000 kilometres up in it
Yeah,
on an Iveco daily.
that's some mileage.
That is some fucking mileage. And he has no roof cab or bed behind him.
So he sleeps on the seats?
He sleeps across the fucking seat, so he does.
There are some awful hardy fellas in that line of work, though, isn't
Well,
there?
this lad was grand now. He was only fucking 5 foot, like.
Yeah.
You wouldn't see me fucking being able to do that now.
No.
For
But
fuck's sake, I'd wake up with my foot out through the fucking window.
but there's some fellas, and between living in the van and the whole lot, they never see their home at all, so they don't. They're just the van is the house, like.
Well,
and that's it.
it's no more than a truck, like.
Yeah.
Like you have truckers there, sure. By the time they come home, like, they don't sleep well at home, like.
Yeah.
They'd sooner stay out in the truck, like. Like, in all fairness, like, the few deliveries I've done over here, like, the amount of offers there, stay at mine or whatever, like, no, genuine offers, not for the ride, like.
Yeah.
And, I'd have no bother fucking parking outside the house and using the fucking shower and whatever, like. And, but, like, I'd sooner stay in my own bed, like.
You just get used to it.
Well, you do, like, but it's your own space. It's like you're over in France. You're not allowed to stay in the van in France. So they book you into these hotels.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know whether you've seen the video that I done on the...
Oh, I know what some of these hotels look like. So I do.
The smell of fucking sick, steaming father's shame. And I don't know how the fuck anyone would stay in it. Mother, like, I put up a video there the last day. I hear, for fuck's sake.
But what's it called? I was watching you there. You had one load, I think it was in Calais or that. And then it was Hungary or someplace you were bringing it to, wasn't it?
Well, like, there's a few, like, say that load now was going to Hungary. That was the Aussie Steaks.
Right.
But, like, I done a run there from France to Finland. So I did Tampere in Finland.
So you're really getting to see the different cultures of Europe and all that. So I have to ask you, what's your favourite country and what's your least favourite country and why?
I'm getting asked this, all right. Like I've no real favourite. Like, I suppose Poland is my favourite. Like,
yeah.
To be honest, number one, you don't have to pay to take a shite.
Yes.
Which is fucking lovely.
Yeah.
Do you know, I won't lie about that. Because Germany to the Euro dump. This one is shite in the fucking side of the road, or you have these lay-bys there where you go in and sure it is a fucking piece of metal. It is a prison fucking dump would be better, like. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I unfortunately pay the euro, like, for a small bit of comfort, like.
Yeah.
But I'd say my worst, like, the place that I hate most is probably Germany, like. Between parking issues, the cops, the rules and regs, all this shite, like, do you know what I mean? And simply the fucking people, like, as well.
Yeah.
Like, I went up to a place there the last day and I got to the security. Now, most places there, you'd pull up in a parking area and then you walk to security or whatever, like. But this place was different. You drive up to the gate so they can read your rages and all this shit, like. And I walked in and he started speaking German to me, like. Do you know, I handed him the CMR because I was collecting a lot. And he started speaking German to me. And I said, sorry, you know, I speak English, you know. And he was like, you're in Germany now, not England. And I said, first of all, I'm fucking Irish. You have my passport in front of you. And you were able to speak that to me. And he would start shouting at German German against me.
Yes.
And I said, I'm blocking your fucking gate. I don't give a fuck. I stay here all day.
Yeah.
You know, like, I don't give a fuck. If you're going to be a dick to me, like, you know, like, if I could speak German, I'd fucking speak it to you, like.
Yeah.
You know, like, I say fucking Morgan and, you know, Danke Show and Laden, you know, and all, like, but I don't have any more, like. I'm brutal when it comes to learning languages, like. You know?
Could you use the whole thing to your advantage in that, the whole phone? Do you know what that...
but they don't have the patience for the phone.
Right.
They don't have the fucking patience. They just go, nah, do you know? Like, in all fairness, like, I know the French probably aren't very well liked. Do you have an extra there, no?
Yeah, here, or fire it on the floor either. Yeah, bring that one round your side, I'll fire it away.
Like, in all fairness, with the French, they're just that little bit more laid back, like, do you know what I mean? And they'll spend a bit of time, and plus my French is a little bit better, like, do you know what I mean? Would be a little bit better.
How many different languages have you a few bits of?
Basically only French, Polish, the tiniest bit of German.
Yeah.
Like, I'm fluent in Netherlands.
All right, in Dutch.
Yeah, because they all know how to speak English, so it's perfect. It comes to me like, you know, my natural language, like, do you know?
Do you ever find that I'm guilty of this? If you're speaking to a foreigner in English, you start copying their accent.
Oh, my English can't fuck.
Yeah.
From speaking like over in Poland there before I started this job, like, you know, like I was a year and a half of, you know, not being on the road or anything. I was actually doing farming geese.
Yeah.
So and like that, it was all broken English, like. And sure, I had no fucking clue how to speak, really, like, you know, like, even I noticed as I wrote a text to the work, like, you know, that I was, you kind of get, when you're handing back the van, like, any problems or anything with it. And, like, I literally wrote, like, I bring van back 2 yards. Like, sure, like, that's not right at all. Like, I was looking back and I was going, here, I'm fucked, like. You know? But, like, see, you'd be writing it in such a way that it's easy for, you know, when you, like, because from me using Google Translate, if you actually write in how you fucking speak, like, it doesn't translate right at all, like, do you know what I mean, into different languages. Whereas if you do your broken English, it translates better, do you know, like, especially in Polish, like, there's Cześć means fucking I don't know how many things. Nazdrovia means, like, if you're having a drink there, say we're cheering to a drink, like, we're saying Nazdrovia, like, do you know what I mean? Well, if you sneeze, I say Nazdrovia, as in bless you. Do you know that kind of way? So, like, learning Polish is just a fucking disaster.
But is it a difficult language to learn, or is it a straight? Yeah.
Fucking is. Like, there's no doubt about it. It is a difficult language to learn. But, like, in all fairness, like, I meet the Polish drivers out on the road, and they're good. Like, you know, like, I've met some, like, seriously nice people. Like, there's one lad there, and he works with the same company as I do now. But we were pulled in France for the weekend, and fuck me, he made me breakfast and dinner and the whole fucking lot.
Yeah.
Do you know? And, like, I met him again there in Lübeck there, North Germany there the other day, Thursday, and he brought out over a beer to me, like, do you know what I mean? And, you know, saying if I'm laying up and you're laying up for the weekend, you know, we'll have a proper shindig, like,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
the vodka, and I was never as glad that he got a load that day, and I was
They can
called
drink.
back to base.
By God, they can drink.
They can drink. There's no doubt.
Yeah.
And see, I'm gone out of the drinking games ever since I moved over. Like when I left Ireland, I was 18 and a half odd stone, like, you know, and like living over there, like my health is definitely
Improved.
improved. Like there's no doubt about it. Like.
What do you put that down to? The diet, is it?
I'd say diet. Well, the diet definitely helped because it was nothing but pork, and pork was running through me, and my whole looked like the Japanese flag there for a long fucking time. So there was definitely no fear of getting a surprise call from a lad. Anyway.
No.
Although no, I got a lesson there the last day. I was on live the last day, and I was getting parked up in fucking France for the weekend, and the Polish driver came over to me and he goes, "You realise because I had been in for a shower and it was 26 odd degrees out the towel."
Oh, you weren't hanging the towel out, you were.
I had the fucking towel hanging out the fucking on the wing mirror.
Yeah, that's
And he goes,
a no.
He
Yeah,
said, "That's not for just a prostitute, that's for a male prostitute."
Yeah.
And I was like,
yeah.
"Well, you know,
Boy told
it
me.
does get lonely, like."
But no, boy told me that one time he'd be a truck driver or that. He says, just don't hang out the towel.
Yeah.
And another
You
fellow
get
told me
a
now.
fair surprise now, like.
Well, I'll tell you a good one. There was a good mate of mine, and there was this lay-by on the Manchester to Liverpool road that was renowned for dogging, do you know? And and it was he was putting in one evening, and this thing flashed the lights back at him.
For fuck's sake.
And he says, "What the fuck is up with this book?" I says, "I don't know." I says, "She's maybe flashed back at him."
Yeah.
He flashed back at the next thing. They came from all sides. Up to the he says, "You bastard." He says, "You knew well what was going on." Well, I said, "I thought it was awful funny."
They're like deer coming out of the fucking
Yeah,
woods.
yeah.
But you know, I took a walk there. What was the name of the fucking city? At all where I was fucking staying in France there. It's south of Rouen anyway.
Yeah.
And I said I'd take a good fucking walk around town or whatever. I wanted to see this cathedral. And sure, when I went down to see the cathedral, it was covered in fucking scaffolding. But anyway, and I was walking back, and a woman approached me. €100 for 20 minutes.
Gee, she must have been some gore.
I was like, what am I going to do for the other fucking 19?
Did you ask her, was there any vacancy?
Now looking at her now, it could have taken me 19 to get up and 1 minute to finish. But like, I was on live with Mike the farmer and stuff there, and we're doing the mathematics on it, you know?
Yeah.
And we're saying, Jesus Christ, like, if she was any good, right, she'd have them knocked out in 10 minutes ago, right?
Yes.
And she could do a bit of overtime and get one more in the hour. That one, out of an 8-hour shift, she'd be coming out with €3,200.
But sure, it's the oldest profession for a reason as well.
By Jesus, I tell you something. It could be time for me to start identifying.
Well, I don't know, as I says, it's all good and well until they get a few years at it and start looking back. And
Well, when you go in and, hello. Can anyone hear me?
What's it called? What's the situation then with the company? Is it your own van or is it their van you're
I'm
driving?
only
or?
working for the company now, in all fairness.
All right, yeah.
I was looking for work out in Poland. Sure, obviously it was limited because of my fucking my status and stuff like that. Like even as an EU citizen, you should have to register over in Poland and all this kind of crap. Like, do you know, and sure, it was daunting to be looking at that shit. Like, do you know, but like. I said, right, okay, delivery on the road, like, and I contacted, a few companies, and this company came back to me, and just they were nothing but fucking helpful.
Yes.
Nothing but helpful. Like, I was hearing horror stories about getting the pestle number. So the pestle number is like your PPS number, like, you know. And I went up for the interview. They put me out in a van. Your man came with me, flew around. He said, sure, more than qualified to fucking drive this show anyway, like, you know, because they're a big old fucking unit now, in all fairness, like, for a van, like, they're not like your air haulage van, like,
Yeah.
do you know, like, there's a big old counting box in them, like, they're 3.5 metre tall, like,
Yeah.
So it'd be easy to.
So she's more like
get
a
caught.
small rigid in a van. Then, really.
She is like, you know, but like, I got back to the office, said 100% grand, signed me contract and all that, and I came to the pestle number, and I said, sure, I told you on the phone I don't have my pestle number. Your one left the room. She came back 10 minutes later.
With a gun.
Go to this office.
Yeah.
You'll have to go quickly because it closes at 3. And I went up to the office, had my pestle number 20 minutes later.
Well, that's like when we went first to England, it's all changed now from what I've heard.
Well, fuck me, it has changed.
Yeah, because we went and I think it was a job centre or something. You went to get a national insurance number.
Yeah.
And then once you had the national insurance number, you just went to a bank and got a bank account. And then if you wanted to go self-employed, you just rang up a number and got a UTR number. I think that's all changed now, so it has.
Well, I tell you something, I was in UK only a few weeks ago and I don't want to go back. That is nearly match in Germany now.
It's very diverse.
Diverse? There's no fucking diversity over there. So
It was very diverse.
I don't think I met an English person at all.
Oh, no, it's very...
For fuck's sake. But not just that, anyway, like, everywhere is paid parking, right?
Yeah.
One place wanted £130 a night to stay.
What part of the country?
I was south of Birmingham.
Yeah.
And there was no guarantee that I would wake up with wheels in the van.
Yeah.
Then I said, fuck that. So I ended up finding a fucking place anyway to fucking keep for the weekend because I was stuck in England for the weekend. The price of stuff out there.
Oh, it's chronic.
Like, I went to a little fucking local shop there and I only got like a bottle of Coke and, a few sweets. An old tin of ambrosia. I hadn't had a tin of ambrosia for a long time.
Oh, custard.
I did, yeah. You know, the creamed rice.
Oh, pudding. Yes, rice pudding is right.
No,
yeah.
I hadn't. No, I tell you, that's better than any wank.
Yes.
It's same colour too.
Yes.
And can't be the same texture. It all depends.
You need to go more regular so you don't keep.
Or maybe I need to get looked at.
I'd be getting that checked.
Once it doesn't look like the strawberries running through it, you're doing all right.
That's it, yeah. You could be getting an umbrella up your jab side, middling quick.
Okay, I don't want to go through that. Yeah, I doing that one. Fuck that.
No, what's it called? I was in it. That's not too long ago.
It's gone dirty.
Yeah, it's very bad. London. The last time I was in London, the rate of rubbish that's just left out is chronic.
Yeah.
I'm down Kilburn and Cricklewood and that, and places that I used to know, and they've got fierce dirty.
Yeah.
It's just left out. Do you know?
I went down to Wales. I was doing a delivery down to Wales, down to Newport. Newport, yeah. And fuck me, like, it's just...
What was Wales like? The same, was it?
Desolate, like, just nothing. You know, there's just, like, I couldn't... The motorways are in shite and all that. Like, the fucking... When I landed over, it's like all the road authorities just said, aha, this cunt is over now. We're going to close every fucking motorway on its fucking route. I got fucked up. I pulled over and I said, fuck it, I'm going to sleep until these roadworks are fucking over.
Yeah.
Because everywhere, all the motorways were open again at 7 o'clock in the morning.
But if you go to some of them smaller towns, it's brutal to look at because you can actually see the decline. Do you know?
Yeah.
You can look around and you see Victorian buildings and you're like, Jesus, this was a nice place one time.
Well, like,
and they've just let everything go to absolute shite.
Well, like, I thought Ireland was expensive until I went over there now.
No, the UK's more dear. Yeah.
It is. It's gone to fuck. Like, do you know, obviously there's some places that are expensive out in the continents as well. Like, do you know, like Finland is hard fucking dear. Like.
Yeah, but Finland, you'd have a good road and you'd have... how would you say, if you were living there, you could say, Jesus, no, I wouldn't mind living here. It's clean and everything is kind of ran a bit better, do you know?
It is in a way, like, do you know? Like, the grass isn't always greener. Do you know
well,
what I mean?
That's one of the things there. In Ireland, if you can, do you know, everyone says Ireland, oh, it's this, that and the other bad or that. But
I'd often say if they'd done a bit of travelling, they'd realise it's actually not the worst of what's out there. Do you
Well,
know?
it isn't the worst. I will, like, I'll say that, like, you travel there, you know, through Hungary, even though it's a beautiful country and everything, but like the poverty is fucking real, like.
Yeah.
You know, and like across the continent, like in most places, Jeep fags and beer are cheap,
Yeah.
but like food is not cheap.
No.
Like you get a packet of Gouda fucking cheese there in fucking Germany, you're paying £5, like,
Yeah.
do you know? And like whereas like you pay a fiver in Poland and you get a fucking kilo of the fucking stuff. Like.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Well, I watched a fella there one night. He was in Bulgaria. I just
But
put
what's
things-
this new thing? Like everyone from fucking Sudan fucking moved to UK, and all the UK is moving to Bulgaria. Like
I don't know. I didn't know there was a move to Bulgaria.
there's a massive move. There's a crowd that follow me on TikTok there, and I warned the cunt anyway. Like, but he was saying that he was moving from Ireland over to Bulgaria, or he was bringing this trailer over. Or I don't know what the fuck. And I warned him about the tolls.
Yeah.
Sure, then only a few days ago, didn't he put up a fucking video about the fucking tolls in France? He paid €135 in tolls driving from Cherbourg, you know, into Germany. And I warned him, like, sure, it was nuts, like.
But this fella was in Bulgaria, and he was driving out to the rural areas with basically kids' toys, like, do you know, the fan that should blow on turbines or that. Real
Yeah.
basic kids' toys.
Yeah,
He was taking his payment in spuds,
yeah,
in potatoes.
yeah.
Because these people literally had no money.
Yeah.
They had no money.
Yeah.
But the father there for, you know, maybe 2 or 3 buckets of spuds might get, you know, for the child to blow bubbles or something like that.
Yeah.
And then he loaded up this van with spuds and headed back to Sofia, and then he'd sell the spuds for money.
Yeah.
And I was thinking to myself, that's today. That's not fucking 60 years ago.
Yeah,
that's
but,
today.
Yeah,
like.
but that's like, is that any fucking harm? Like,
I don't know. I don't
No,
know.
but-
I don't think your transactions in spuds would be a
no,
great-
but sure, yeah, but like it's nearly the day of the favour, like. Like I put up a video there, it was the only fucking video that really took off. There was 30,000 views on. But like people kept on asking me about Poland, like. But like Poland reminds me of what my grandfather used to tell me, like, you know, the day of the favour, like, and looking after your neighbour and all that.
Yeah.
Like, that's one thing I noticed out there. Now you won't get in the cities, like, but out in the countryside, like where I was living, like everyone kind of looked after each other to a certain extent. Now there's always a couple of cunts, like, do you know.
Yeah.
But like, do you know, you there was that sense of, do you know, you'll never be stuck, like.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's gone over here. Like.
Oh, completely and utter, like.
That's gone. Like,
Complete.
unless you have a couple of 50s in your pocket, you're not worth a fuck to anybody.
Not here, no. It's what's it called? Here has gone into such a situation that, do you know, if a neighbour is having a hard time here, nobody cares.
Oh,
They don't.
no.
Do you know? And it's very, very sad. Now, you might get it in the, do you know, in the rightly rural areas that someone might come over and feed the cattle or something like that. But,
Yeah.
geez, I'll tell you, people here is very, very much to their own place now.
But
And
sure,
that's all that matters.
Like, you know, people are on about, you know, the suicide rates and everything. But sure, like, people are never have been as alone. Like,
No.
do you know? And like, then you have people like they don't know how to talk to people at all anymore.
Not a clue.
Do you know? Like the lads sitting at home there having cans, like, instead of going out and social. I know the pub is here, like, but like, geez, that's a bad way to be going, like.
Yeah.
Do you know? Like, that was the main reason why I drank, was to go out and have the fucking crack, like.
Yeah.
Do you know? Like, that day is just gone now. Like.
But I think there's a thing in it now as well, which is even more dangerous, is you have a rake of young fellas now, and I won't say it's dangerous because they're not drinking, but what they're doing is they're gymming and taking a photo of themselves, and you have all these people online who couldn't give a shite about you, saying fair play to you, man, and all that. But the truth of that, he mightn't have one friend in real life. And as I says, he's there eating his plain chicken and his rice and thinking this is the way to success.
Like protein bower, lad, is it?
Oh, I don't pass much heat at that ginger bucket.
Like he's realised that he doesn't have as many friends as he once did.
Well, he went up for the, what was it, the Leprechaun campaign or something.
I don't know.
Sure,
fucking cunt and fucking hate speech.
yeah, everyone.
If you, I'm appealing to people.
He hates you all.
If you want to cut off your knob and grow a set of tits, I don't care.
But nobody
Just
did.
stop putting up fucking videos and going, you have to fucking accept me.
No,
It drives me nuts.
But sure, I do laugh because people don't realise how far back this goes. It goes back to when the Greeks was in it. You had Socrates or that, and Athens was this great state and a state of free speech until he started annoying them.
Exactly.
And then they killed him.
Yeah, sure.
You can talk about anything you want as long as you're not saying that the state isn't as great as we think it is.
I can't stand that. Like, I say what I say, and you know, like even on live and stuff like that. Like, and look, people mightn't like it. Like, I got banned on the way up here today, but it was for being on the fucking phone in the car. But I've not been banned for any of my honesty.
No.
Which is fucking, it's like even people watching this now and they'll be watching me on live. They're like, how is that fucking possible? Like,
But sure, I don't understand how people take things so serious. Because
but there's some things, James, that should be taken fucking serious.
Oh,
like,
I
there's
know.
an awful lot of people, like, everyone's on about mental health and, you know, people throwing themselves off bridges and stuff like that. And it's fucking terrible. But, like, there's people that are now allowing, like, over in Germany, it is being brought in that paedophilia
is normal.
is normal.
Yeah.
And only a sickness. It's not a crime.
Yeah.
And people are being, but then they're also, kids are being taught, like, it's okay, like, if you want to be a girl, or it's okay if you want to be a boy, but don't be identifying others and everything. Like, people are constantly giving money to fucking only girls, fucking women on fucking TikTok and gifting fucking gobshites with ons, like, you know, and instead of fucking setting up a cause for fucking Enoch Burke, like, and supporting their own.
Yeah.
Instead they're busy fucking slagging him.
Yeah.
But he's the only cunt that's actually standing up.
Yeah.
And then they'll go and they'll fucking speak about that cunt and fucking McGregor, that fucking thuggish cunt is all he fucking is. Yeah. And like, his views doesn't matter a fiddler's fuck.
No.
That's like people saying about Trump, like.
Yeah.
Like, Trump knows what to say to get a reaction.
Of course it does.
And McGregor's no different. Whereas you have Enoch Burke that doesn't have a pot to piss in now. Because he's getting fucking robbed every fucking week.
Yeah.
And no one there fucking supporting them.
But sure, as I says, you have people there seeing the man and his bank account taken off him for disagreeing with the state, and they were saying, good enough. But do you never think that might...
hand signal you're doing there, is it?
Oh, yeah, sorry, yeah.
But
The big thing that, look, there...
We'll all be talking again now.
But the thing in Ireland, like, is that, like, for years it was all, you know, be holy as thou and support your fucking your church and all this fucking horseshite, and then the church isn't even fucking supporting the cunt now, like.
No, it's ridiculous.
Like,
That-
so what?
The hypocrisy was always there, though, wasn't it?
But like,
course,
what does
yeah.
Ireland have now? Like I thought Ireland was fucking holy until I moved over to Poland. Well, mother of fuck, I tell you, we're not fucking holy at all over here.
No.
My grandmother was a very holy person, and she, you know, she'd always be saying, like, speak to God and He'll speak to you and all this. That was her views, and I always
It
respected
didn't
her
rub
views.
off on you, no?
I spoke to God once,
Mm.
and
Where'd you meet him?
I think I got a flat tire only 5 minutes later.
But that's the time to talk to him.
And that was the cunt. I fucking spoke to him and he gave me the tire fucking 5 minutes later. So he mustn't have liked what I fucking said to him.
Give me a sign.
But I believe this is fucking hell and the only place is open, to be honest with you.
Well, the best story I ever seen is there's a big movement in England now at the moment with the travellers coming back to Christ. Do you know?
What do you mean coming back to Christ?
It's like
They use a crash to pick a lock.
No, it's a Baptist, what's it called?
All right.
Baptist revival. Or
All
that.
right, okay.
But I was roaring laughing one day. I heard two travelling men talking on the boat in Holyhead. One turned to the other, he says, "Where did you meet our Lord?" And he says, "A service station outside." I nearly fell off the stool laughing. Yeah, where'd you find the Lord? Service station outside crying.
For fuck's sake.
Lord.
I've heard it all now.
No, it's what's, I don't know. We'll get back to the whole Ireland thing as you says. What has Ireland left? And you know, I heard a lefty, and it was, I do listen to them who are, because everyone says, "Oh, fuck them" and all that.
I don't know the difference between left and right.
Well, I'll tell you, they're both wings of the one bird. That's the only difference.
Like, you see, you have the sheep mentality. Like, I do pick, like, everyone goes, "Oh, I'm anti-RT."
Yeah.
You know, like, and obviously I don't see fucking RT anymore. But, like, you see, like, if people had brains of their own, they'd be able to pick the horse shit. It is no different than talking to a lad at the end of the fucking bar.
Not at all.
Do you know, you pick, you know, the bit out of it that you need, that's useful.
But sure,
You pick the bullshit out.
yeah.
And then you make your own opinion of it.
Aye, but you can watch RTE and watch the football match on it. Or you can watch RTE and see a programme like Hands. Do you know where they went round on all these craftspeople years ago? And you can watch that and say, "Oh, that's a bit of interest." Or a fucking programme about a whale off the coast of Mayo or that.
Yeah,
but the minute someone comes
but
on and
now,
goes...
in all fairness, it was documented for a long time that cunt and dolphin was down in fucking... That's like Trigger's fucking broomstick, that now. So it is. 15 different handles and fucking 10 different heads. There was no more than saying cunt and fucking dolphin now.
Well, I'm glad you got the fungi conspiracies. Everyone in Kerry knew that watching the same dolphin.
There's not a fucking notion. You sure you had different eyebrows and all and everything.
Do you think there's any chance that dolphin was being held against his will?
I doubt it.
No, you reckon the dolphin was comfortable
I know,
enough
he was
there?
a travelling dolphin. he used to...
Did he go to school?
It's no different now. Like, he used to play the Americans. It was like, I was with one there. She was down in fucking, sorry no one, you know, for taking your story, just in case you are watching. But she worked down in Doolin, so she did.
Yeah.
And she worked in this restaurant, and an American, you know, called her over. She was serving the table. Like, she goes, "Oh my God, the Cliffs of Moher is so gorgeous. When did you build them?"
Oh Lord God.
No.
Yeah.
If that's not fucking natural selection there.
Yeah.
No.
And never forget, they're running the world.
But you could have said to that one now, well, if you walk over the edge, you'll get a better view. And I'd say she probably fucking would have.
Oh yeah.
And
yeah.
as for ruling the world, lads, China runs the world.
You reckon?
America, stop it.
You reckon the Chinese?
But sure, why do you think
Some bunch of lads.
why do you think Putin is trying to get in with them? Like,
Well, I think Putin has done this thing, which is BRICS. Brazil, Russia, India, China and South Africa. And I think it's just that the Western world hasn't copped that they don't need us.
but sure,
They just don't need you.
the Western, like, you know, it's like people giving out about Micheál Martin and all those fucking lads up in Dublin there. But sure, they know.
They're in charge of nothing.
But they can't say nothing. They pick up the phone to the German.
Yeah.
They go, "How you know, Angela? Are you well? Now these lads here, they want a bit more on the dole. Can we afford it? Can we do it? You know." And Angela, nine.
Stop bringing me, Paddy, at this hour of the night.
Oh, we is going to put up the price of cigarettes because they are only €8 out here, but they will be 18 in Ireland. Do you know?
How much is fags in Germany?
€8 for 20 Marlboro.
€8.
Yeah, €5 Spain, Portugal. Then say €5, €5.50.
If you head down Albania, that's cheaper again. Is it?
It wouldn't. It all depends on what you're willing to inhale.
Yeah.
You know,
That'd
to
be
be
just camel shite altogether. Like.
I'd say so.
Yeah.
Like, I do smell some things being fucking, you know, being lit up there. And, Jesus Christ, I'd say you'd be better off walking up to a cow's hole after a day of grazing now.
Well, I worked
in
with
a hill. I'd say.
I worked with a Russian fella here, and
Some of the Russian fags
Jesus,
are
bad.
fucking shot.
Jesus,
Yes.
he had flown back, and my friend, you try, and I says, Jesus Christ Almighty, no.
There was a Polish lad there, all right, and he offered to sell me fags there, and sure, Jesus Christ, he lit up a fag and it brought tears to me fucking eyes with it.
You couldn't.
It's not. It was. I'd say it was battery acid.
There is something strange in them.
For fuck's sake, it'll kill you like.
They have these little ones with a button in them. And
Yeah.
but the button, you don't press the button until the last 2 or 3 pulls. And the whole reason for that is to forget about the torture you've just endured.
Exactly.
We're going to leave it on a high note. So,
You'll be fucking wondering, like. You'll be wondering what the fuck is in some of them, like. You know?
So on average, how often are you in Poland then? You're based in Poland.
I done so this run I was on the road 5 weeks.
5 weeks.
And then the run before that I was on it 8.5 weeks. I stayed out for 8.5 weeks.
Yeah, and you'll be keeping in touch with the lads then at home on the TikTok.
On the old TikTok, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know, like there was old followers that came back to me there as well, like, do you know, from the lawnmower days.
Right.
Do you know, and
What is the lawnmower days? Now, I'm not familiar with this.
I was running a lawnmower shop there for 7-8 years.
In Galway?
Yeah.
Oh, very good.
Galway Garden Machinery. There will be a good few people that know me from that now. Like,
Yeah.
know. But that's where my TikTok started. It was during COVID, like, and I didn't know what I was going to do. Like, there was fucking couple of $100,000 worth of fucking machinery in the thing in the shop.
Yeah.
COVID came in and fucking. But lucky enough, I had an old Vish to print fucking website set up there, and there was only a handful of fucking, not even a handful of fucking lawnmower shops around Ireland that had a website where you could actually buy off it. And I stuck up an old video on TikTok saying, "Here, look, I'm open for business. I'll deliver to your door." Like,
Yeah.
and fuck me, it just took off.
That's what you want.
Like, I done 1.2 million in sales in 2020.
Brilliant.
Summer months. Like,
That's like a fella, a mate of mine at the Storm. I rang him, and I knew, well, he'd be big into chainsaws, you know.
Yeah.
And I says, "How's business at the moment?" He says, "Did you ever see that scene in Scarface where they're counting the money?"
Yeah.
He says, "That's the only way I can describe it."
The only problem is that you had the money, right? The money would come into you, and it would come in like a block like that, and then this part would be for the taxman.
Yeah.
And this is the shit that's left for fucking me, like, you know.
What's the tax like in Poland in comparison to here?
I don't know, I haven't paid.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Your next trip will be 16 weeks.
All I know is that, look, work sorts out all that. It's PPS shit and everything. I don't know what it is.
So it's just you get your envelope on a Friday evening or that.
I think it's 23 or 20%, I think. Or something.
I've heard it's very good to set up a business over there.
Is and it is like, it's either there's an awful lot more rules and regulations. There's less bending of the rules out there now, and you get penalised heavily if you do break them. Like even with your car, say my yoke there, like the insurance is cheap. It is around not even €200 for the year, right? The tax, you pay a one-time tax. It works out at around €15.
15?
15, yeah.
For the year?
No, for
forever.
For as long as you have that vehicle. So it's your registration fee, right? It's around 30 odds a lot or whatever it is. Then you have your yearly inspection, basically your NCT.
Yeah.
Right? That's 100 zloty. You know, but if you're caught even a day out with that, it's a 2,000 zloty fine. Doesn't matter. There's no Jesus guard, like, you know, I have a booked in or anything like that.
Well, then with property, you know, what's your 3-bedroom house, your 4-bedroom house out there?
You see, you'll find them hard got now.
Yeah.
You know, like if you were going renting there, like I was even looking up there where my base is, and I was looking at apartments, and with your gas, heating, rent for the month and all that paid, you'd be looking at around 2,500 zloty. Do you know what I mean? Which isn't terrible when it comes to euro. Like, everything doesn't sound bad when you convert it to euro.
Yeah.
But like, say even there now, like,
Well, what's a zloty to the euro?
4.15.
Right, so your 2.5 there is about 500 or 600 quid.
Yeah,
And that's your gas and lecky and everything in.
yeah. Do you know?
That's all right.
That's for a 2-bedroom apartment, say. Do you know? But like, it doesn't sound too bad. But like, say even the eggs I got for the kids there,
Yeah.
€9, right, for that. Now, you wouldn't pay fucking €3 for them over in Poland, first of all. But it isn't until I come over to, say, the continents or whatever. Like, I go over into Germany, France, and stuff like that. Ms. Lotte doesn't get me very fucking far.
I'm with you that when you're working outside of the country.
Yeah. Like, it is. You feel it in the old pocket, like, do you know?
But let me put this to you. Let's say you had said place in Ireland and you were making your income online or something like that.
Yeah.
Probably wouldn't be a bad place to live.
Oh, absolutely. I'd fucking recommend it to anyone. And I have. Like, I've said it openly online, like, do you know, that's, like, look, like I said to you earlier on, the grass isn't always greener, like.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And like, there's fuck all help out there if you do, like, you know, you either work or you starve.
Yeah.
Which is no fucking harm,
No.
to be honest with you. Like, even the drunks do a bit.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like, but if you're willing to work, they'll accept you. No
Well,
bother, like.
Yuri told me that Russian fella, he says, I cannot understand, he says, in this country, he says, how you can be unemployed and an alcoholic. He says, this makes no sense to me.
Well,
because in his country,
no, in
even the
every-
alcoholic has to work. So
No, but like, even like, you see it's all over the world. Like, a drink is just so fucking cheap. Like, a drunk can easily be a drunk. Do you know what I mean? Like, you have the same over in fucking Poland. Do you know what I mean? There's still that mentality. Like, they're on some sort of benefit. Now it's just fucking nothing, like.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But like, a drunk can be a drunk anywhere.
Yeah.
Do you know what I
Always
mean?
Get drink.
Like over here you have what? Tuborg and fucking, I don't know what, even Tuborg I think is dear now. But like, you the bottles of Buckfast and shit like that. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it just goes to show, like you could guess. There was one kind of beer I was looking at over in Poland there, and I think it worked out at 25 cents a can. Now, you'd imagine that the can itself nearly cost 25 cents for, so what's the shite in it?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But like, you'll always be able, like, they'll always be able, but like, there's a way better work ethic, like, over there.
Yeah.
And like, in all fairness to Poland, you actually have Ukrainians. Like, the Ukrainians that are willing to work, they haven't skipped fucking 17 other countries to fucking, like, there's a long country drive from Ukraine to fucking Dublin.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But like, it was shocking. I got off the plane yesterday, lads, right? And I was crossing the road to get out of arrivals. And I nearly got fucking knocked down straight off the bat by 2 eyeballs and a set of teeth.
Yeah.
Like, you won't have that over in Poland.
No.
Number one, the car should stop at fucking a zebra crossing. But next thing, you'll see who's behind the fucking wheel.
Yeah.
Do you know? Like, that's one thing now, lads, I do not miss about fucking Ireland. Like, I walked up a street or up a line of taxis. And,
Yeah. Yeah.
like, what the actual fuck?
You weren't getting a Dublin man.
Well, if he was Dublin, he had distant relatives.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And he might have dipped his old wick in a couple of fucking dirty chimneys to get that, like.
You see, Poland, though, what is the reception like for, we'll say, the Irishman there, if he's willing to if he's willing to work?
I've got nothing but good in all. Now, look, you'll always meet a few, do you know what I mean, where they don't have the patience with you, do you know, that you don't speak the language and stuff like that. And that look, that's fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know, Like, but mainly it's been nothing but positive. Like in all fairness, all the Polish drivers that I meet out on the road, they're nothing but nice to me. Like,
Yeah.
they can't get their head around that there's an Irish lad, drive
Out with them.
out with them, like, and driving a Polish van, like, and
It's
like,
probably nearly amusing for them or that.
well, it is, like, it is.
yeah.
It's funny, like, but they're saying, "Oh, why not Ireland? Big money, big money." I said, "Yeah, but big fucking living, like."
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not fucking cheap to live in fucking Ireland, like.
Yeah.
Do you know? Like, and then they slowly kind of come around to it, like, and once you say that, you love Poland and, like this, you enjoy Poland and all that, like, and you're willing to interact with them a bit and stuff like that, it's grand, like, but, like, say when I came into you there now, like, if I, number one, if I sat across you and I hadn't put out my hand and shook your hand and said, Dzień dobry,
Yeah.
if you don't walk into a shop and say Dzień dobry, like a small shop, like,
Yeah.
you're fucked.
But that's something that used to be in Ireland.
This is what I'm saying.
Yeah, because
like you would walk into a country shop there and go, "How's things, Mike? Are you well?
Yeah.
Any crack? How's the wife? Any
Yeah.
more kids since?" That kind of stuff, and have the bit of banter. It's no different than over there now. Like,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? Like, you walk in a busy cafe, there could be 100 people in it, and whether you think you will be heard by the barista behind the counter, you say Dzień dobry.
Yeah.
Because if you don't say it, that'll be heard.
Yeah.
Do you know that kind of way?
The silence will be heard.
The silence will be heard. Do you know?
Hello and thank you for watching part 1 of this podcast. Head now to Patreon or Spotify for part 2. Thank you to everyone who supports us on Patreon and Spotify. Your support means we can keep this show going. Thank you.